Hi, it's been a while and thank you for joining us on another episode today. It's Successful Nigerian Entrepreneurs, and this is chapter 8. It has been a whole roller coaster, and we have been learning far too many important informations to be ignored. So, if you're just joining us, welcome, and we hope that you are going to go through this chapter and this series entirely. Look at the playlist NYC series, and this is the Successful Nigerian Entrepreneur. Thank you for joining us today. You're welcome to our community. Again, if you've not been a part of us for a while, this is chapter 8, and we're talking about funding and financing. This is very important for every entrepreneur because it comes a time in your business that you need the funds that cannot come from your pocket alone. You need partners, you need people to buy into your vision and what you're doing. So Successful Nigerian Entrepreneur has taken the time to explain this to you explicitly, to tell you what you need to be doing to access this funding you need. So quickly, let's delve into this. Financing and funding are crucial for your business success. That is so true. Businesses need money. Startups need money. Entrepreneurs need money. So I think that this is a very, very important information. According to a report by the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, the country attracted over 1 billion in foreign investment in 2020 alone. That's a lot of money. And 2020 is even old. That's 6 years ago. Look at what the likes of intelligent minds like our dearest Mr. Dangote have been doing. That refinery, the money didn't just come from him alone. That is a massive investment. It cannot just be from Dangote's pockets alone. That's why we are discussing funding and financing, because Dangote has built reputation over the years. He has a strong, solid reputation, and people know they can trust his company. But how about you who has just started? Now, this is why this is important for you, because we are discussing how you can be able to access funding and get the trust you need. From the previous chapter, we spoke about how very important it is for you to have the legal structure for the growth of your business. But now we're also talking about the nitty-gritties that would help you in sourcing the funding that your business need to move it to the next level. Now, there are major tips of accessing finance, but there's what we call bootstrapping and self-funding options. This is what it describes when the funding is coming directly from your pockets. And this, every entrepreneur usually goes through this phase. That is the level of your start. That is the level where you have just begun. Now, there is money from your personal savings. You have to utilize your own savings to finance your business venture. At the beginning, of course, I believe this is a phase every single entrepreneur will go through. Your first funding would definitely come from you, because at that time you need to get it running from the ground, and you can't just walk into people and just say this and that. They have to see that you've started working on something already. Remember, as an entrepreneur and a startup, don't be in a haste to leave your day's job, your work that pays you, maybe a 9 to 5, maybe an employment with a company. Don't be in a haste to leave it. Why? Because your startup is not stable enough to sustain you and sustain your needs, especially if you have a family. So don't be in a haste to do that. Now, one of the reasons why you shouldn't be in a haste to do that, so that is one option. The second option is revenue generation. So you generate revenue quickly to sustain your own business without relying heavily on external capital. So you could do things, maybe another side hustle aside from your work, and you say, okay, this revenue generated from this is solely going into this startup. or you can get it from any sources of funding that is available to you, which is quite wise and also a level that every entrepreneur will go through. Now, another finance tip is cost management. Cost management is simply maximizing every dime that goes out of your business, ensuring that you're managing expenses to reduce losses. That's maximizing every single naira or dollars or pounds. We have big Nigerians doing big things even at a young stage. So whatever it is, it's simply maximizing what you have effectively so that you improve financial sustainability and stability. Now, another option aside from self-funding is loan options from banks and non-financial institutions like commercial banks, which provide loans like Zenith Bank, GT Bank. Of course, there has to be a collateral. And then microfinance banks, some are sponsored by the country, others are individual banking systems that are privatized. So, whatever works for you. There are also non-bank financial institutions, but please, don't go and don't go and get a loan from a loan shark and then you say that you got the inspiration from successful Nigerian entrepreneur NYSC series on YouTube. My hands are not there, please. So yeah, there are non-financial institutions that also give loans, and this is good. Simply position yourself and get information from the right sources. Right sources. Remember, I said that there are lots of con artists in Nigeria, so it's easy for you to get duped. Whatever it is you're getting into, if money is involved, if the name of your business is involved, make sure that you're doing due diligence. Exhaust every means of communication and information to ensure that you're not falling into the wrong hands. Another very important point is you discover grant opportunities. Our Nigerian government are doing well with grants. There are grants going up every time. Again, as I earlier said, you need to just be positioned where the right information can get you at every time. Have people in places who are plugging you on, people who are calling you and say, hey, have you seen this? That is why your network and your community matters a lot as a person, as a startup. Be in the midst of other startups. I'm not saying you should be involved in some situation of strife and jealousy where everyone is trying to hide opportunities from the other. No, I'm talking about genuine connections that have the potential to drive you to the next level. Remember, we spoke about leveraging on opportunities that are available to you as an entrepreneur, and some of those opportunities are not opportunities in paper, they are people. Leverage. So yeah, there are government grants that you can buy into, which is a good source of funding also. Another thing is you have to prepare for investments. One of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make is that you you don't plan to invest. You only save up profits in the bank, waiting until the next need to exhaust them, which is not the way business should be run. There is that time when you need to pour in most of your profit into sustaining the business, but there is a point your business gets to that you have to have a plan for investments, because you are looking that bigger opportunities will come, and at that time when they come, you cannot be telling stories about not being disposed with cash. There's also peer-to-peer lending. So, I told you to have a circle of fellow entrepreneurs. What if you're in a group of your peers and maybe they're not directly entrepreneurs, they are not building anything, they are not startups, but they are people who can help you, who can lend money to you. And you say, okay, you pitch your idea to them also. This is what I'm working on right now, where I'm at. I need funding. I need so amount. And they say, okay, fine, let's invest in you. Each of us will give you 1 million. That's a good one. And then when you're done, please don't be irresponsible to run away with their money. Pay them, because it's what money was lent to you. It was not given to you for free. So, or not knowing how to go about it. So have a business plan. We spoke about business planning somewhere here, and I gave all the tips you need. I also have a Canva template that shows you what a typical business plan is and how it looks like. The link will be attached to this video, so do well to check on it. And then financial projections, very important. We also discussed financial projections in that episode of business planning, because projecting your finance allows you to create realistic financial goals, and that demonstrates also your business growth and potential for profitability. So it is very simple. Financial projections, this is where we are at currently, but with the numbers and sales we are doing, we are expecting that at the end of the year we would be at this point. That is highly important. Another thing is you have to have your pitch ready. Pitch preparation, we spoke about pitching in chapter 6, and we discussed how very important pitching is. Craft a compelling pitch presentation tailored to your appeal for venture capitalists. And these people, when they buy into you, it is good business, because they are people who know people at the point where you are headed to. So if they are able to trust you and invest in you, that is unpaid publicity right there. Don't say I told you, but yeah, it is. So as you are investing, as you are doing all the great things you are doing, ensure that you stay ready and prepared. Imagine meeting your business icon or fashion icon or political icon, and then at the time you meet them and you introduce yourself and you don't even know what to say next. That's not good on you. So learn it. That time I was thinking about pitching, I said, say it to your parents, say it to the mirror, say it to your friends, say it to everybody who cares to listen, say it to even people who don't care to listen. Why? You're practicing for the day you actually get to meet the person you've been longing to meet. And on that day, you don't want to be caught unprepared. So now also consider alternative funding sources like crowdfunding. Okay, for example, your extended family. Hello everybody on the WhatsApp group, I'm working towards this. I need maybe 7 million naira. And then they say, oh, this is amazing. Okay, Uncle A is giving you 500k, Auntie B and her husband, they are giving you maybe 1.5 million, this and that one. Put it together and put it into good use. And please don't be so irresponsible that you take funding from people and you go and sleep. This is going to kill you before you even start out. When people trust you enough to help fund your dreams, ensure that you are working as harder than you've ever worked in your life, because these people need to see results. Even if they are not waiting for you to pay them back, paying them back in cash, but you can pay them back in hard work, because it will give them joy to see, oh God, thank you that we helped this boy or this lady when we did. Look at how big he has become now. So please don't be irresponsible. You take funding from people and then you just go MIA. Remember that your business is important to you. Its growth would depend on how much cash it's generating, how much cash you are able to manage effectively, and how much you are able to utilize accurately. So you do not want to be in a place where instead of doing your business effectively, you are crumbling daily simply because you're not managing finances effectively. Remember, we spoke about bookkeeping. This is important. These are one of the ways that you can manage your finance. Again, about financing, it's not just about getting more. It is about maximizing the ones you already have available for most profitable and efficient outcome,